Hello YouTube, welcome back to the channel. Just going to make a little video talking about training splits. So basically you can train arms, legs, back on different days of the week, or you could train push day and a pull day, or you could train a mixture of the two where you could train arms and legs on one day and chest and something else on a different day. There's different ways of doing it. I've just watched a video on YouTube, so I haven't got any scientific evidence in front of me saying which way works the best. So I'm just going to talk about how I would advise someone to split up their training week, and also what I do myself or what I have done myself. So this is just going off experience and what I think works and how you would split your week up. So the video I just watched talks about it's basically slagging off bodybuilders really on you shouldn't do a legs day, you shouldn't do a chest day. If you just do legs in 1 week, basically if you train legs on Monday, you've got 7 whole days till the next training day, and he says it's not enough. You can have 6 days rest, which is too much. Well, if you do train your legs hard on Monday, well then you're not going to want to train them again for at least 3 days, which would be at least Thursday or maybe Friday by the time you get a second one in. So you could probably train legs twice a week. But on the video it says that you shouldn't train just a legs day, especially if you're a beginner, because 60 minutes on legs is far too much. But considering you walk on your legs 24 hours a day, actually it's probably not that bad, because your legs need hard training. And you're obviously not going to be squatting 300 kilograms when you're a beginner. It's going to be something quite easy. Yeah, you're going to get DOMs, you're going to hurt, you're going to feel a bit bad walking the next couple of days, but that's the whole point of training. After a month or two, you get used to it and you can do it more and more. Also says that if you train the same volume, so basically if you're going to do say 20 sets in total in one day, but you did 20 sets broken down in 3 different sessions, it's the same volume, it's the same amount of exercises, so it works out exactly the same. And I think he even says as well, if you trained 1 hour on legs, by the last 10 minutes, 20 minutes, you're going to start to get tired. So you're probably not going to be lifting very heavy and concentrating very hard. But if you split that up into 3 different sessions a week, so 20 minutes on Monday, 20 minutes on Wednesday, 20 minutes on Friday, your intensity or the amount of effort you can put in will probably be higher than what it would be if you just did for 1 hour. That is true as well, it probably would be on paper, but you wouldn't get the same burn and the same feeling and the same fatigue. That's what you want to do. You want to get the fatigue. You want to tear the muscles down, get the big muscles fatigued, then you work the small muscles, get them fatigued, and then you can start to train hard and get a good pump and stuff. I don't think if you train for 20 minutes, it's not enough. By the time you start your warm up and then you do your exercises and you do stretches, I don't think 20 minutes 3 times a week is as good as one lot. So you can do, well, I've never done this before, you can do push and pull days. So a push and pull day would mean you could do a bench press, and then that's the push, and the next exercise you could do a pull. So you could do a lat pull down or a row, so you work in your front and your back, so your chest and your back. You could do that. I've never done that really. What I always used to do was I'd ask a person if they're how many times a week they want to train. So if they want to train 3 times a week, that's all they've got. They've only got 3 times a week, and they've only got an hour to spare 3 times a week. So you've got to work with what you've got. So you can't tell them to do thousands of exercises, because if they haven't got the time to do it, they can't do it. If they're working certain days a week and they've got kids, that's all they can afford to spare. We're not talking about professional athletes. We're talking about just normal mums and dads. So then you say, well, I break the body down into 6 different body parts. You've got the chest, the back, the legs, the shoulders, the biceps, and the triceps. So you've got 6 different body parts divided by 3 different days. It's easy. 2 different body parts a day. In them 6 different body parts, you've got 3 big muscles and you've got 3 small muscles. The 3 big ones are your chest, your back, and your legs. The 3 small ones is your shoulders, your biceps, and your triceps. So it makes sense to do 3 of the big ones on 3 different days and 3 of the small ones on 3 different days. So if you did 2 big ones on one day, you'd be too tired after the first exercise for the second exercise. Now, some people do say, well, fatigue is good. So if you could work, there is evidence to say that some exercises work best when they're superset together. But I think that you're best off having one heavy muscle on one day, and then one of the lighter, easier, smaller muscles on that day, and then you split it that way around. You're not going to be able to do 2 big muscle groups on the same day, I don't think. So I wouldn't do chest and back on the same day, because a heavy bench press and heavy deadlift is too hard on one day. So you do your 3 days, split up like that. I would, first of all, I'd ask them, well, what they're doing in the week. So where do they work? What do they do? So that decides on what day you're going to do your leg day. Because if you could do your leg day on a Friday, but you want to go out dancing on a Friday night and a party on Saturday, you don't really want to be walking funny. Most people do chest on Monday. It's hashtag chest day. So maybe your gym is too busy to do chest on a Monday. So you might want to do back on a Monday, legs on a Wednesday, and chest on a Friday. So you mix it up whatever day. That's just an example, because they might want to train Tuesday, Thursday and Saturday morning. So you decide on what day suits you best to do your chest, what day you decide to do the back, and what day it's best to do your legs. Then what you want to do is find a small muscle group to go with them exercises. So there's 2 ways you can do it. Chest, if you think about it, you're working your chest, but you're also working the front shoulders and you're working your triceps, because it's a pushing exercise. So you could say you've half worked your triceps already. So they're half done. So all you need to do is maybe 1 or 2 extra exercises for your triceps, and they're pretty much done for the day. So that's quite good. Or the other way of saying it is the triceps are quite tired now from doing the bench press and the narrow press. So maybe give them a rest and maybe train your biceps on that day. But the way I see it is the biceps haven't been warmed up, they haven't been used yet. So by the time you do a warm-up rep and a warm-up rep, you might as well have just finished off your triceps. Your triceps would have a good pump as it is from doing heavy presses. So I personally would do heavy bench press and all your presses out the way, and then just do a couple of exercises, tricep push downs and cables, because you should have done a bench press, probably a wide press, a narrow press. That works the triceps at the same time. Or you could add in some front shoulders, because your shoulders have been worked already from the pressing. So you could just do a bit of front shoulders, but again, they're quite tired already from doing the shoulders on the bench press, so maybe give them a rest. Next day, you got the back day. So back is a lot of pulling exercises. So anything where your arms pull and your arms bend, it uses your biceps at the same time. You might not think it, but it does. So when you lat pull down, yeah, you pull in from the lats and you can concentrate to pull in from the lats, but your arms are still working to pull in. So your arms are working. So like I said, with the triceps on the chest day, biceps are half been worked already on a back day. So it makes sense, while they're pumped and while they're worked, just to do an extra couple of exercises at the end of it. So you could just do a couple of whatever curls you want to do on a cable curl or EZ curl, or a couple of dumbbell exercises. Just something simple, because they've already pumped, they've already worked. And then you go into your leg day. Now leg day, your legs are the biggest muscles in the body. Technically, you could argue that certain muscles are bigger. It depends on your body. You know, some people, if they got skinny little legs and a big back, well then, yeah, their back at the moment is bigger. But you've got the calves to work, you've got the hamstrings to work, and you've got the quads to work, and your glutes, if you include them. So it's going to be a big day. If you add up the amount of kilograms of weight you can shift on your legs, it's going to be probably the most. Maybe deadlift on your back day might be more, but by the time you add in all your squats, and because like I said earlier on in the video, because you've worked your legs all your life walking around, you have got to work your legs hard. So it's going to be a lot of volume. So a lot of high reps, a lot of high sets, a lot of exercises to make them grow. Calves is going to be 20 odd sets for calves, high reps and heavy reps as well. So yeah, you will get DOMs the next couple of days, but after a couple of sessions of doing it, as long as you stretch and you recover and you're eating and you're hydrated, your recovery system will kick in and you'll be able to walk, it'll be fine. But you do your legs, and then you got a bit of shoulders to do. So yeah, doing your legs for 60 minutes is quite a long time, but if you're an amateur, you could just do it for 30 minutes, 15 minutes of shoulders, and then a bit of cardio at the end of it. So it doesn't mean you have to do a whole hour of legs, it just means just legs on that day, leg day, and a bit of extra shoulders. 15 minutes of shoulders doesn't sound much, but you'd have worked your rear shoulders on all the back exercises. So when you're doing your seated rows, your lat pull downs, your barbell shrugs, deadlifts, that'll work your rear shoulders. Your front shoulders get worked on a chest day. So really all you got to do is a bit of lat raises for the sides. So that's not going to take you too long. So you could do a heavy squat, and then when you're resting from that exercise, you could do a bit of lat raise, dumbbells, cables, upright row, and then you could do your next exercise, your leg press or something. And while you're resting, because you can be quite tired from doing so many exercises, you could do a couple of shoulder exercises. It's not too much. You haven't got to do a lot for shoulders. But after a couple of years of doing that, of 2 body parts a day, 3 days a week, eventually most people say, I want to do more. Either they can spare a bit more or they want to do more, so they might want to do 4 days a week. So then you've got to think, how can I split 6 different body parts into 4 days a week? So again, you've got to say, well, where do you want to go? Do you want to go drinking on the Friday night? Where do you work? What do you do? What days a week can you do what? So you might want to do biceps and triceps on one day, legs on one day, chest on one day, back on another day, or mix it up a different way. But I still try and do the big body parts split up and the little ones added on with them. When you go into work and then 6 days a week, if you could train 6 days a week, it sounds a lot of exercise, but it's not actually that much. It's only, just say you do 6 hours, it's only 6 hours. People go running for an hour and a half a day, 2 hours a day. Marathon might be 3 or 4 hours. So 6 hours in a whole week isn't that much. If you do your chest on Monday, you got 6 whole days to the next Monday. Some people say that's not enough exercise, but if you work your chest hard enough on Monday, you won't want to work it again for at least 3 or 4 days. Possibly you might start to say, well, yeah, training Monday, Thursday you should get your workout in. If you leave it any later than that, by the Monday again, you haven't trained it enough. But I've noticed when I used to work out, I used to train it 1 day a week, and it was enough. If you train hard enough on Monday, you ripped your muscles so much, it'll take you till Thursday or Friday to recover. Yes, Saturday, Sunday might be technically the best time to get your session in, but by Monday, you haven't gone backwards, as long as you've eaten properly and you haven't done anything else apart from your 6 sessions a week. Like if you've got a manual job or you're running and biking and swimming and stuff as well, then it might be a bit different. But if you just do 6 1-hour training sessions and you really have hit it hard enough on the Monday, then you will gain muscle. You will, because I have done it and it did work. The only time I've ever done more than 1 training session a week was when I was doing like a powerlifting training session where I did bench press, deadlift and squats on the same day for 3 days a week. So like your Monday, your Wednesday and your Friday. At the very start of it, I did find it very hard. And that's after years and years of training. To do bench press 3 days a week, it is hard. Eventually you get used to it. My training style, I used to do can't remember exactly how many, if I did it. It's called step loading, where I used to do 65% on Monday, 75% on Wednesday, 85% on Friday, and then the next one would be 60%. And then it doesn't matter about Monday, Wednesday, Friday, it just carries on. Then I do reassess, and I do 65, 75, 85, 60, 65, 75, 85, 60, and it steps up, has a rest, step up, have a rest. And then again with the squat and the bench deadlift, with some accessory work in between as well. So I was still working my arms or bicep and stuff, but I was concentrating on being strong. So I didn't really care about what I looked like. So I did put weight on, I did put strength on and size, but I was looking a bit puffy because I was just training for strength. And I wasn't training, because I was doing heavy bench 3 times a week. You don't really want to do too much after that as well. So not a lot of pec flies or arms and stuff. So you just bulk up, you get bigger, you get stronger, but you don't really look much better. But that's the only time I've ever really done one muscle 3 times a week. If I was going to do, like for a beginner, I don't see the point of doing one muscle 3 times a week. Like I said, by the time you do your warm up and you find the machine and then you get into it, and then Wednesday comes and you think, well, I've done this already, and Friday comes, I've done this already. To set up the especially in some gyms are real busy, so it's hard to get in the queue to find a bench press. So yeah, if you go to a massive big gym, you might have 6 or 10 bench presses all free, but some gyms are only small, independent gyms might only have 1 bench press. So to get on that machine when it's free and do 6 sets, you might get people staring at you and they want you to get off. So to hog that machine, and again on Wednesday and again on Friday, it gets a bit boring doing the same exercises 3 days a week. And also, if you know people to go to your gym, say you train at 5 o'clock Monday, 5 o'clock Wednesday, 5 o'clock Friday, eventually the people you know will go, bloody hell, you had that machine on Monday, you had that machine on Friday. So really you got to change it. 1, so you're training properly, but 2, so you're not getting bored, and 3, so you're not hugging the machines and peeing everyone off. I just don't think you'd be able to get on a squat machine 3 days a week, get on a bench press 3 times a week, and get on a bicycle 3 times a week, and you get a bit bored. You get like, I've seen these machines already. That's why you do 1 muscle a week. It's different every day. You've trained it hard enough on that one day to need 6 days rest. And people say to you, well, aren't you training too much if you're training 6 days a week? But you're only training the 1 muscle once a week. So you're only training chest 1 day a week. And if you're clever, you do your chest 1 day, your legs the next day, so your arms are rested from the legs. Then the next day, then you train your back or whatever muscle. So you make sure you're not training a sore muscle the next day, or even the next day after that either, if you're doing 6 days a week. So there is different ways of splitting the week up. I'd say, first of all, think about how many days a week you want to train, which days of the week you want to train, and what is your lifestyle. Like, you're going to go out drinking on Saturday, do you play football on Saturday? When don't you want your legs to hurt and your chest to hurt, if you mind? Then decide on what muscles you're going to work on which days. I probably go for 2 muscles a day, so a big one and a small one. Do the biggest first when it's strongest and freshest, and then your little muscle after that. Once you get a bit better, and you've done it for a couple of years, you could do 4 days a week, 5 days a week, 6 days a week. When you're into 6 days a week, then just train 1 muscle per day, because once you get to that level, you will need an hour, if not more, to train. Okay, that's lasted longer than what I thought it'd take. Coming up to 20 minutes again. Like I said, that's just made up as I went along, so no scientific evidence, just off my experiences. Hope you like the video. Stay tuned, and I'll be on here again soon.